Hey, fifth grade. Today we're looking at day 2 of AOC, which is Articles of Confederation. Your objective, you'll identify the major inadequacies of the Articles of Confederation leading up to the Constitution and identify the major events leading up to the Article of Confederation. Let's review. AOC was originally written because the colonies knew that they needed some form of official government that united the 13 colonies, meaning it brought them together. Here are the 13 articles. Establish the name of the Union as the United States of America. The state governments still had their own powers that were not listed in articles. Refers to the Union as a league of friendship. People can travel freely between states, but criminals shall be sent back to the state where they committed a crime. Establishes the Congress of the Confederation, where each state gets one vote and can send a delegate between 2 and 3 members. The central government is responsible for foreign relations, including trade agreements and declaring war. States may assign military ranks of colonel and below. Money to pay for the central government must be raised by the state legislatures. Gives power to the Congress in regards to foreign affairs like war, peace, and treaties with foreign governments. Congress will act as a court in dispute between states. Establish a group called the Committee of States, which could act for Congress when Congress was not in session. Stated that Canada could join the Union if they wanted to. Stated that the new Union would agree to pay for earlier war debts. Declared that the Articles of the Perpetual or never-ending and could be changed if Congress and all the states agreed. Major flaws of the AOC and why it didn't last. There was no power to raise money through the taxes, no ways to enforce laws passed by Congress, no national court system. Each state had only one vote in Congress despite the size of the state. Here's an article that I'm going to read, and then you're going to read it on your own and answer a few questions. Americans had earned their hard-won independence. The focus of our founding fathers turned the creation of a new government. The U.S. Constitution we have today was not the first plan for our government our nation had. Actually, our very first plan of government after the American Revolution was called the Articles of Confederation. The Articles of Confederation gave most power to the states. The federal government had very little power. They didn't have the right to tax the nation to support the government. Under the Articles of Confederation, there was no president, only a weak executive who had very little power. The Articles of Confederation made sense at the time. Think about it. Americans had just fought the British and King George III for many years. They were scared to give power to any one person. They definitely didn't want another king. Another reason they fought for their independence was to escape the unfair taxation they had endured under King George III. Evil King George. They didn't want a strong new leader who might tax them heavily. Problems with the Articles of Confederation began to develop quickly. Without a strong national government, our nation was at risk of failure. Our founding fathers recognized that we needed a strong national government to create laws, enforce laws, collect taxes, and protect the nation. The weakness of the Article of Confederation became very clear when a Massachusetts farmer, Daniel Shays, and his followers demonstrated their outrage with the government, especially with high taxes on their farms. They stormed on the courthouse and caused much damage and mayhem. The national government could do little or nothing to stop rebellions like these. This event showed the nation that something must be done to create a stronger government. Today, the Articles of Confederation are seen as more of a starting point in our founding fathers' efforts to create a working constitution. There are a few questions that are attached. Answer those for participation grade for today.